Hi friends, it's Terry Gaines. In this video, I'm going to give you all the details to create 3 different gift card holders. Each of the gift card holders are created with the curved label punch. And one of the gift cards includes Ghirardelli chocolate. So I'm going to show you how to form the gift card holder to include that chocolate. And then I have a chocolate Santa in the third gift card holder. And I'm going to give you the details of what's different in all 3 of the different gift card holders. Before I give you those details, I'm going to talk about how I embellished these 3 gift card holders and the gift card holders I'm going to make throughout the video. First of all, you need a closure. So the closure for these gift card holders is the double oval punch. You get the scalped oval for the layering and then the circle for the sentiment. So what I did ahead of time is I stamped some of the sentiments I'm going to use across a strip of cardstock. The stamps that I used is Sending Cheers stamp set. If you don't own this, this is currently discounted on the Last Chance product list, along with the coordinating dies that I'm using. Throughout the samples, I've used 3 different ink pad colors: Real Red, Night of Navy, and Shaded Spruce. Stamped on this is the Shaded Spruce. What I do is I stamp my sentiment on a scrap piece of cardstock. Then I go in and take my oval punch, and then I can punch that out, and I get a best alignment by doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the scalped circle or scalped oval in the gold foil. That's the accent for my embellishment. So you need closures for them. They can't be too tall. You can't use these gifts or the stockings because you won't get the gift card holder open. So those are created with the Sending Cheers dies. So I did all that prep work ahead of time. The texture is from the basic 3D folders. These are available to get all 3 in the same package. These are part of an online exclusive product. So I've got a stocking already with the accents here. One of them I'm going to use the gift. So what I did with this die is I ran this through my die cutting machine and got the gift cut out. Then I texturized it with the polka dots from the basic 3D. And then I trimmed off all of this portion of the gift. Then what I did was I put this across the top. Now I did put adhesive sheet behind this. Anytime you have the fine detail dies, I love using the adhesive sheets. You cut them the same size as your cardstock, peel one side off, put it on the back side of your paper. So I put it on the back side of the gold foil, cut my die. Now I have an adhesive die cut, so I can peel the back and attach that. So I did that prep work ahead of time, and I even have it all prepped with the dimensionals. For the third one I'm going to show you, I took the gingerbread die. I cut this out of the gold foil, but at the very same time, when I cut that out, I laid the 3 hearts on my platform, cut that out, and then I took a piece of Real Red cardstock, and I used dimensionals just to adhere that, so the hearts appear to be red now. So those are the 3 pieces I'm going to embellish the cards with and how I created all of those. Now what you can do for your gift card holders is you can make a tag, as I showed you, that goes on the inside. And what I did was I have 2 of those ready. I used the Simply Elegant trim. You get this in a dual package, the silver and the gold. And I just added this, and I kept the little tag on here, or the little hole tag, and then I just ran that through, did a single knot here, and now you have a little tag to put on the inside. I am going to show you some that I created with Designer Series paper also. What I did for those is I cut off that tag and I put that on the back of the gift card holder. So you have some options here. So I believe I have everything ready for the embellishment part of the project. I'm going to set these aside, and we're going to get started on creating the gift card holders. So the gift card holder without the chocolate is a piece of cardstock or designer series paper that is 11 by 3 inches. You need to score this at 2 locations. What I do before I score it is I take the curved label punch and I place it in my cardstock in the punch, go all the way to the bottom, and then put it equal spacing right here. Punch that out. I do that before I start scoring because this is the end that you start. This is the 0 end. Then you're going to score this one at 4 inches and at 8 1/8. And then what you're going to do is fold this in, crease that with your bone folder, fold this down, crease that with your bone folder, and there's one strip of adhesive that's across the back of here. So if we have this, we're going to open this up, put one strip of adhesive right across here, close that, and you have your gift card holder. And then you can put your little tag in there, your to from, and then the closure is put on with dimensionals. So what I do, and now this might have been a bad choice because I have white dimensionals and white cardstock, but hopefully you can see it on the camera. I put them right below that top flap. I put 2. I put a third one for stability because my closure is wide enough to take 2 of those. When I take the backings off of these, you want to make sure your closure is just a little bit above, a little overlap on that flap. You don't want to overlap it too much, otherwise you can't get it out from underneath. So it's just a little bit to keep it closed. And let's put the gingerbread on this one. I hadn't really decided which one I was going to embellish with the gingerbread, but I do want to let you know that as we go along, the top flap is shorter in height on some of these. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. So now we have this one embellished, and that's one all ready to go. So the second one is adding Ghirardelli chocolate to it. So we have a thickness to this, and that's about 1/4 inch thick. So we're going to make some quarter inch scores on this. So again, I'm going to punch this first. So I'm going to place it all the way in my punch, center it on the sides, punch it out. Then this is where I'm going to start scoring. I'm going to score at 1. Now, let me also tell you, it's 9 3/4 in length. So now we have a different length. The previous was 11. So we have 1 1/2 inches. So that's going to go right here. And then we're going to score this at 1 3/4. Now I'm going to follow this one all the way down and score this end at 1 3/4. Then I'm going to go over 1, 2 tracks and score that. Then we're going to score this one at 3 1/4, at 3 1/2, at 7, and at 7 1/4, 7 1/4. Okay, so now we have those scores. So all of these score lines now are going to be a mountain fold. So we're going to fold mountain, 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 all the way down to score all of these to be mountain folds. If you're using cardstock, you can bring in your Simply Scoring tool to burnish all of those score lines. If you're using designer series paper, I would not bring in the bone folder. I would just score it with my fingers. So we're going to score, or let me rephrase that, burnish all of these. So now we have all of our mountain folds, and what that's going to do is create this form right like this. Now what I'm going to do is adhere this back piece to that center panel, okay? And the best way to do that is I like to push it up against the wall, hold this flat on the second score line, and then this end is going to meet up to this score line right here. Then what you can do is take your adhesive. I'm going to use Seal Plus and put 2 strips of adhesive across here. Take this and fold this into place. I'm still utilizing that wall to get my alignment. Now I've created a little box right here. Now what you can do is put a gift card in here. The Ghirardelli chocolate can actually go either direction. You can put it in this way or the other way. You're going to take your closure and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to put 2 dimensionals on the bottom panel, this panel, not on that closure. I'm going to add a 3rd one down here just to give it more stability in the bottom portion of this. Now this time it's going to go pretty much flush to the bottom here and equal spacing. Let's see, there we go. Now you have your closure like that. And for this one, I'm going to attach this gift. So as I mentioned, I put the adhesive on the adhesive sheet on the gold portion of this and adhered it to the gift. And then I also put dimensionals on the back, and I overlapped the bow and the present just to give stability there. And now we have this gift card holder with the Ghirardelli chocolate, and we'll add a little gift tag in here. So the 3rd one is giving it space for this chocolate Santa. Now this chocolate Santa, when I measure it, it's a 1/2 inch thick down here. It's thicker down here, but we need to take into account for the thickest part of the chocolate. So these dimensions have changed to make all the folds here a 1/2 inch in thickness. So it's scoring the very same as I did on the previous one, but this piece is 11 inches in length and these sections are 1/2 inch in spacing. So what I'm going to do is adhere it the very same way. I'm going to use my Seal Plus, fold this down, and then we've got the very same scenario. We can put our gift card holder in here, we can put a tag in here, and then we can put the Santa in here. Now what happens is when we close this, because I used 11 inches, we only have, it meets right here, we have this gap, but that's okay. Our closure is going to cover that. Excuse me. So I'm going to put my 2 dimensionals right below that section. I'm going to put my 3rd one for stability to hold that. Then I'm going to take my backings off. And now what I can do is just have this. It's going to cover up that opening and help close the gift card holder and the chocolate holder. So it does have that space right like that, but that's okay. You can actually fold that a little bit and that totally works great. And then what you can do is embellish this one. So for this one, I'm going to put the stocking on. And then I have this already set up with some dimensionals on the back. Now, I mentioned early on that you can use designer series paper, so I want to show you what changes when you use designer series paper. So when you use designer series paper, you need to be aware of the direction of your paper. I'm using a designer series paper that is called Berry Christmas. It has 6 different designs. They're double-sided. And most of the prints have a direction to them. So if it has a direction, I'm going to have that on the inside of my holder. So when I punch the end, do all my scoring, I'm going to softly score it and then just fold my mountain folds with my fingers. I'm not going to use a bone folder because that's going to crack the papers here, the fibers. Now, also, I want to let you know for designer series paper, it is 11.5 inches. Because remember, with the 11 inches, we just met up. If I add a 1/2 inch, we're going to have an overlap there. So it's going to be the very same. Punch the bottom, do all your scoring, fold this, apply your adhesive, fold this piece down. Oops, it's sticking to my, there we go. And now, as I mentioned, that 1/2 inch is going to give you that little extra. So then you're going to put your dimensionals here and have your closure. The beauty of the designer series paper, the paper embellishes the front of your card. So you really just need a sentiment. But if you want to, you can add some embellishments on the flap. And you have your space in here. And as I mentioned, I put the to from on the outside. Now I do want to share with you that nothing should fall out if they go sideways. The chocolate does move around. But if you want, we have these clear medium envelopes. You get 50 in a package. They got this closure on them. You can take this and just place them in here. And for the smaller ones, you can put them in sideways. So then you have it all packaged up nicely. These two will fit in sideways, as I just showed you. The chocolate Santa will have to go in this way just because it's wider and longer. But you can take this, and they're resealable. You can close these up, and then they can open and reseal them. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I have a PDF that you can download that will give you all of these measurements and a link to this video. If you found me via YouTube, look in the text portion of this video for that direct link. And I would love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Take care and happy creating.